Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Menopause Whisperer Talk Show, where we are trying to break the silence around the menopause and we want to do it together. Today, I have a privilege to have a very, very special guest on this show. And her name is Sheeuli Banerjee, and she is my very, very old friend. I know her from last 30 plus years, and she is the one, she and her husband married me and my husband almost 33 years ago, I would say. She lives in Canada and she is working for TD Bank. So I just want to welcome Sheeuli. Hi, Sheeuli. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Geeta. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome. And my pleasure to have you here. And we will just jump into show, Shivli, and I'll ask
Mhm.
you the question. Okay. So you have a vast experience. I know that, and it's going to be a treat for the listeners to listen from you. I want to ask you, did you know about your perimenopausal stage or menopausal stage, or what was the story around it? And if you remember any age range or anything you want to share with us.
I exactly don't remember when it started, but later I realized that maybe early 40s I started because
Mm-hmm.
for me it was a little different because I had a mishap in my life. I lost my husband uh, at the age of, but it was late 30s when I lost my husband. So I was going through that trauma already, and mood swing was already there for me. And that's why I don't know exactly my pre-menopause period started, but I'm thinking maybe uh, early 40s it might have started.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was sensitive, it was associated with my already existing mental trauma. I couldn't differentiate between two. So that got aggravated for sure. Means I can, now when I look back, I understand that that got aggravated because of this as well. But unfortunately, I was not aware of, yes, I knew women have to go through this. And there are many hormonal changes, there are mood change and all these things related to it. Not only mood change, there are other physical differences, which means changes, I should say, which occur because of a premenopause period, which starts in our life, unfortunately. But everyone has to go through it. But we can also think it that way, that other than saying it unfortunate, maybe it is fortunate because we are more wise. We have gained more experience. We can think that we are more, and so our wisdom is much better than other ladies younger than us. If you look at it and if you take it positively, we can go ahead more. What should I say? In a better way, I think we can handle it in a better way. Our future means our old age can become much, much better, because if we are um, crying over it, it doesn't make things better, and we cannot get rid of it also. Everyone has to go through it. So I wish I knew this before, because I was blaming everything to my one thing, which was a major thing, of course, for me. It was my mental trauma, which was already existing. So I never thought why I am having mood swing, and then why am I gaining weight? Why am I losing hair? And things like that. Means I related everything to my mental trauma. And even other people, maybe they were also ignorant about it, so they used to say the same thing, that yes, that is because of my accident, which I have come through. So that was the only thing we were blaming on. But
Mm-hmm.
we never thought how I got into premenopause period, then how years passed by and I handled those. And when I look back, I always think now that if if I was aware of premenopause side effects and all, then maybe I could have handled things in a better way.
No, definitely, definitely. See, the thing is, like what I hear from you is you went through that perimenopause stage. There were a lot of symptoms, but because you lost your husband in that early 30s and the menopause also came, so
Mm-hmm.
everything became like because you went through this trauma, that is responsible for anything happening to you. Maybe your
Correct.
mood swings, or you said your hair loss, or like
Correct.
weight gain or so many other things, like, but if I'm just looking back and I feel one thing which I want to bring up, which is the strong thing which happened, a good thing which happened. I
Mm-hmm.
remember you being like a person who is like a homemaker. And
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the Shivli, who is like an independent person who is raising a child by herself and working. I had never thought like that, because I've seen you in Pune, like uh, just doing like a teaching job or something. But more was like I knew you as a homely person, like, a
Family is always more
family-oriented person.
important.
But see,
Yes.
this one, after loss of Milan, like I have seen, like you came to Canada by yourself. You have raised your son so well. You're working, you like have your own house, you have done extremely great things. And I think main lot of things happened in that 10 to 15 years, in that 40 to 55 maybe. Do
Correct.
you agree? Like, do you think so? Like, maybe that was that positive merge, like, that confidence and that decisiveness of menopause, like, which is those hormones, they kicked in.
Absolutely. Yeah. I means most of my things which I have, I won't say, means it was those bad things, bad experiences which I had gone through. For that it happened. I should have done it otherwise also. But I'll say those forced me into this, which turned out to be positive. That
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what I could think of. But like it can show just your bravery. And I understand, like maybe in those days or now also, like we are talking about 20, 30 years back, Shivli, but I am coming across people. And when we are talking, this show is made just to become aware and to be comfortable talking about this subject in your work or home or with
Correct.
people, with friends, because we never talk about this. And I think you only had said like it is just a menopause. It is not a disease. It somebody has to go through. Everybody has to go through it. What a big deal! But there's a lot of things attached, and because we don't make it a big deal, we are not able to take advantage of it. Maybe that's what.
That's true. Absolutely. So means that is even forget about workplace or outsiders. You don't even talk about these things amongst your family members. Usually you don't even tell your maybe siblings, your parents, no one. But even they should know. Even they should know because it affects your day to day daily life. It affects everything in your life. So why it's happening? Where means what is the reason for all this? I think and starting from your family members, your co-workers, everyone should know because this is not disease. This has to, means everyone has to go through it, and you are going through it. You are means handling it in a nice way, and means everyone should be appreciative about this, and they can do that only when they are aware of it. And if you are doing, if that hush hush thing goes on, then a lot of misunderstandings happen, and many people come across many unpleasant events, and many unpleasant things happen, which can be avoided if everyone is aware of this thing.
Definitely. And you said so right. Do you have any story to share, like which maybe strikes you, like, and
Yes,
later
I have,
it was menopause or something like that, but when it
correct.
happened?
Exactly. I have A very good example in my own life, which I regret so much nowadays. Which, if I was aware at that time, maybe I could have turned things in a different way. My mother in law, when I got married and came to Milan's family, at that time, my mother in law was going through menopause. But I was not aware of this. Milan was not aware of this. No one else. I don't know if my father-in-law, they talked, because we never used to talk about these things. Indian families, this is a very no-no, means hush-hush thing. So I didn't know, but she will behave in a very different way. Means at times she used to get angry and lost her temper, and she will maybe, if we were newly married, maybe we went out, and in their family, means they maintained a very strict discipline of eating time and things like that. So dinner used to be done by 8:30 in their house. But sometimes, means weekdays, after Milan came back. Milan is my husband, by the way, for the Geeta, but
Listeners, for the listeners, yes.
people. Yes, we are referring to him, this name, but if we don't explain, they won't know who's this Milan.
Yes. Mhm.
So, Prince, when he used to come back from work, we used to go out to meet friends or my family or things like that. Sometimes we used to be late. Then she will serve food as mother, because Indian families, mother is supposed to serve food. So she will serve food, but the way she will serve you food means like with a lot of anger and things like that. Then we used to feel so bad, as if we have committed a crime or something. And it used to affect me a lot. And at the same time, Milan also, because he used to think maybe my mother doesn't like my wife. And even I used to think maybe she doesn't want to accept me as a family member. She doesn't like me. But it wasn't right. She was a lovely person, wonderful person, which I realized later, when maybe at that time her menopause thing, she got over that or whatever. And then I came to know, means she she's no more now. I lost her last year, and I could make out that she was such a wonderful person, and I wish that every girl gets a mother-in-law like my mother-in-law. But the period, since first few years, and that was the prime year, means those were the prime time, because you make relation at that time. You grow relation, right? You are coming to a new family. You don't know anything about them, and then if you get an idea that someone doesn't like you, that always remains at the back of your mind, which doesn't help at all. Means that is such a big example in my own life. So means I always think later on, means that repentance is always there. And means when she used to behave badly, then I'm sure even I didn't behave very nicely. Means that reaction was always there, right? Because I used to think I have not done anything wrong, then why should I be
And
treated like that?
you were young also.
At that time, young people, they have a lot of um what should I say, means which is not a very good thing, but attitude at times. And and at that time, means I used to think that way. I have not done anything wrong. I'm behaving so nicely with her. Just because we came 15 minutes late doesn't make that it is a crime or something. And we, both of us, went together, husband wife, newly married. It is quite a common thing, means they should accept it. But things were not like that, which this is just a small example, like, and there were other things also associated with it. So if I could turn those days in a different way, I would love to do that. But unfortunately, we cannot go back. We don't have any time machine. We cannot go back in our times. And now, when she's no more, I feel means worse than those days. Also, at times, I really think those days could have been much better if I was aware of this.
No, this is something very big you said, and this relates with so many women here, and
Correct.
especially who gets married in the age of like between that 24 to 28 period. Absolutely, the wherever they their own mother and their
Mhm,
mother-in-law. Because see, in
mhm.
Indian families, we do the family also do the marriage. Okay, it's
Correct.
not just the girl and a
Absolutely.
boy, the family marriage happens. And in that case, this young girl or young boy, like they know that the both the sides moms actually especially they're going through that exact period, maybe of perimenopause, maybe the postmenopause, we don't know because it depends on the age. And if this awareness comes to this age group, they may not, after listening to this story, like your story, like because it was so sincere the way you said, like, oh my god, she was such a wonderful woman and everybody should get a mother-in-law like her. So that is the post realization. And so this is what I would say is this age group, definitely the mother-in-law, the mother are going through the peri or post-menopause. So if
Correct.
the young girl and the young boy and the family member, they become little bit considerate and
Mhm.
just learn about this, become aware about this and create a supportive environment, give them space, it's going to be the big thing. Like in your case, as you said, if you go back and turn the clock behind and just be nice with your mother-in-law, just keep forgiving, okay, not thinking okay she's doing purposely or this, and because she was like later once she passed through those phase of years, again the unfortunate thing or fortunate thing, whatever we want to say, it goes for a long time. It's like
Yes.
10, 15, 20 years of journey sometimes, it depends person to person. And we just sail through it as if like, okay, regular life is going on. If
I
we
know.
pay little attention, the family support happens after that age, it's going to be wonderful. I think this, your story is going to 100% help a lot of young women, especially so that they look at with
I
that
hope.
compassion with their
Yeah.
mother and also mother-in-law, both of them for that matter, we can say. But that's
Correct.
wonderful. One thing I want to ask Shivli, like I know like we have lot of mistakes, lot of things we do, but one biggest mistake you think in last your 20, 30 years, one thing which is on top of your head, like what you should have done, or like what is the biggest mistake you did maybe?
Hmm.
Any one thing come pops up on your head.
Okay. That will be maybe since, as I already mentioned, and as you know as well, since I lost Milan at a very early age, uh, Shubham was 10 years old at that time. Shubham is my son, for the viewers. And I was like mother and father both for him.
Mhm.
And uh, I was in Canada where I don't have any family around, and no one, no family members, no one. And here the culture and society is so different from India. India now has changed a lot, but at that time there was a big difference where we means came from and how we were grown, means brought up, and the society over here is so different. Then there were a lot of things which I had to handle. I had in my in the back of my mind, raising a son without father in his teenage and everything. And as I had to work full time at that time because it was a question of bread and butter. And so I think I was strict with him for no reason. And because of that, I lost temper and for no reason. Means I should have been like a friend to him
Mhm.
if and that was the biggest mistake I think I have done
Mhm.
because when I look back, I think he thinks many a times that mother doesn't understand him. And because of that, maybe even he has a lot of, because he also was going through the same phase. He was also going through trauma. It was not only for me, it was for him as well, because he lost his father. That was a very, very big thing at the age of 10. Means it was like life coming to an end. But at that time, if rather than parents, if he could have got a friend beside him, would have been much, much better.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I hear you. Like you just feel like you could have been a best friend to him. You just became so hard on yourself because you had to do that mother and father job, both of them plus work. And
Yes.
all that changes one time and similar time you're going through the perimenopause also, everything
Correct.
just multiplied. That's what we can say. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to know. And like it's what we can say. It's like it takes courage to say this on the camera, sharing with so many people, and I'm sure like somebody is going to get inspired and actually become a friend to their own child. Okay, so that's what I would think of.
Hope- I sincerely hope that, and I request everyone, if possible, please do that. Because from my experience, what I think means it is always better this way, then you'll be having better life ahead, I think. So if you can, and if I can inspire even a single person by this, means by sharing my experience, I'll really think I've done something for our womanhood, I'll
Yeah.
say.
No, no, definitely, definitely. And I can completely relate. And this is something very big. That's what I would say. And now, Shivli, like you have gathered so much wisdom, you have sailed through successfully living. It's like everybody has challenges in the life, but the way you face them and the way you are living your life, it is like always that makes your journey. And right now, if you look back and you want to give like maybe few tips, few nuggets to the younger you, a younger person than you, what those would be, like couple of things, because I know like in your life you have different relations right now, and where like like you might think, okay, why this, like so like that something comes to your mind, just can you share with us which can be useful to our listeners also?
I'll say this awareness is very important. This
Okay.
is the key thing. And after that, get help. If you think you need some help, get help. Talk to people and talk to your family members, talk to, if needed, talk to your means peers, your co-workers, and make them understand that it is, though it is not a disease, but it is a phase of the life which a person goes through, and it is not easy. It is not easy. We have to handle it in a very matured way, and in a what should I say, in a positive way. Yes, you should not blame things. Means when premenopause period starts, then not only your mood swing, um, means physical, as we have already mentioned earlier, also like weight gain, then hair loss, then your dry skin. You will not be glowing like before, and means your changes occur in your outward look as well. So don't feel bad about it. Means your moms, your grandmothers, everyone has gone through it. So this is something we have. Means we have to look at it that we have gained wisdom, we have gained experience, we are more wise people now. But all these things you can take in a positive way only when you are aware of this. So, key thing again, awareness is very important. And awareness, how does it come? It will come by discussion, by getting help, by talking to people, who have gone through it and who are aware of it, who are, I'll not say expert, but yes, who have worked on this, or you do your self studies, but you have to do it. You have to do it. Don't take things for granted, and don't think that, women has to go through this period. It is a very bad phase, and whatever is happening, it's accepted. No, we should not do that, and we should look at the positive side of it and handle in a better way so that our future years become much better.
Great, great. That's a wonderful thing which you said, and the wonderful nuggets. And as you said, like the awareness and asking for help, big, big thing, taking help, asking for help. It's like, and being aware is the most key, not only the women who is going through it, but the people around her also. So
Correct.
that help and support is like provided to the
Absolutely.
correct. So that is, and this is like a wonderful, wonderful thing which you said. I just want to say that like we are doing this because we want more people, more women to come forward, talk about it, and just like not have this as something to hide or not talk about, because like there are a lot of things, good things can happen during this time. And as you said, it's a part of life, but make it better. So that's
Yeah.
what. So here
Yes.
I want to say to the listener, like Shivli has given us so many intimate stories here. And I hope like some value is added on whatever she has said so far. If you want to share your story, I would just say you can email me at coachgeeta360@gmail.com so that we can set up a talk like this, which is COACHGEETA360@gmail.com. So get in touch. We'll try to schedule a call, a talk show like this. And right now, Shivli, I just want to ask you anything, ending nuggets or ending to this show, anything you want to leave us with, like.
All the best in your journey of premenopause and menopause. I hope all the ladies of this world to go through it in a positive note and conquer menopause in a very nice way with a big smile.
Great. Thank you so much, Shivli. And I hope everybody got these blessings and wishes from Shivli. Shivli, again, thank you so much for coming on show and adding so much value to us. And we'll see you again. For now,
Sure.
thank
My
you.
pleasure. Thank you, Gita. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.